We are going to dive in and take a look at what might be going on between you and your twin flame. Now, it is important that we understand what a twin flame is because really it's just the mirroring universe and can become a physical manifestation of your heart's desire. But right now, you're being asked to open your heart and set some loving boundaries. There is some separation here going on within. So if you are being given the silent treatment or you're not hearing anything from your twin flame, then that just means that there's some boundaries being set or recalibrating the boundaries even. It's really easy to let down our guard, especially when we feel like a deep love. So we want to make sure that we are honoring whatever boundaries those are. And if there is a separation because one of you is going within, then we just want to make sure that they are being given that time and space. So let's just take a look here. We'll go a little bit deeper. Okay, so we've got the Eight of Swords, which is in reversed. And so this is an individual that is seeing their way out. They're rewriting their story. They're starting to set those loving boundaries in a way that exposes the truth and makes it very transparent. Very, very transparent. There is a lack of strength here in this process. And so they probably feel, it seems like they may be feeling sort of weak in the experience. That's one reason why they are isolating. And because they are setting loving boundaries, that's a place where they're trying to build this strength, picking up the pieces of the past and seeing how to replace them, like trying to find a new place for them. Your union will be delayed for just a little while. All of these cards are coming out reversed. The first card is great just because you are seeing your way out, but you still haven't built enough strength to really start the process. It's like you're sitting there, you have all the pieces of the puzzle. You can see the union, you can see the potential, you can see the possibility, but you just haven't yet stepped into it. And then the High Priestess just appeared on your path. So whether that's me or somebody else, the High Priestess always appears so that the energy can realign you with your inner strength. Because we want the card of strength to be upright. I want to make sure that you are cultivating inner strength through this process. It doesn't look like you're giving your power away. It does look like you are setting loving boundaries. And if anything, I'm here to validate that right now the space is needed for this. The King of Swords, slicing through and getting to the truth of what is actually happening is what's going on. And as you build this strength and you pick up all the pieces, all the broken pieces of your heart, just like visualize your heart exploding and all the pieces are now just everywhere. And now you're just sort of pulling back all of those pieces, putting your heart back together again, coming into intimate union with your inner strength, seeing the truth for exactly what it is. No more hiding. There's no more hiding. All right. It's the pouring in, the reciprocity, the support that you are asking for. That is all on the other side of this High Priestess. Before the High Priestess, right? Because before it's like not listening to your own inner voice, the voice of your soul. And so there's a lot of negative opposition, trying to figure it out, but that isn't your job. Your job is to listen to your soul. understand what the High Priestess is trying to lead you toward, which is this King of Swords. And if I was thinking, I was like, maybe this is what's on the other side of releasing this attachment, right? We think about twin flames and we think only once in a lifetime. Well, actually, a twin flame is a catalyst and they trigger you. They trigger you into becoming a better version of yourself. They trigger you into releasing codependency. They trigger you, like, it could be your child, it could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be somebody that you meet, and they trigger you into making better choices and better decisions. They cause you to really reflect on you and your value. So they can come in a flash, like they could just in a flash just show up on your path temporarily. And it's like hitting you over the head with a bat and saying, got it, got it. It's like waking you up dramatically, ripping the curtains open, showing you the reality of where you are at this moment. You are pulling in this positive energy. It's absolutely effortless. The stillness is required. Meditation is required for you to see the creative flow of the Creator working in your life. As you build this strength for yourself, as you rewrite the story and turn in to value your own inner guidance through the High Priestess, some masculine, it could be masculine or feminine, is coming in. I got the Rebel, the Fool, new perspective, new ways to see. We got Temperance here. This is Sagittarius, Leo energy. The swords are air, representing Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. So you've got balance coming in, which is the Temperance with this reciprocity. We need that meditation in order to step into that flow, which is where the Rebel comes in. Healing separation, so opening your heart to adversity. Setting those loving boundaries. What are boundaries again? Are just you staying in your lane, course correcting, thinking about you and what your needs are, not them and their needs. Everybody has to take responsibility for themselves. It's very important. And if we take responsibility for somebody else or think about how somebody else should plan, then we step over our own boundaries. Sustainability. Like, this is a powerful truth reading. Like, this is really you diving in, rewriting your story, building strength from a place that your heart is open, picking up the pieces and reforming them, putting them back together, creating a connection with your conscious and subconscious, opening up to the High Priestess energy, which is absolute. Every card after the High Priestess has been upright and in polar positive. So we've got the King of Swords, we've got the Temperance, we've got the Four of Swords, moving into the Rebel, the free and liberated individual who exists just to exist. Building that sustainability within your own system. Programming that Merkaba star to the very specific details that you would like to pull in. Get your journal out and start journaling. Whoever this is that you're connected to, I would say right? They are mirroring this energy. This is happening within their energy as well, not just yours. Only it may be reflecting, right? You healing separation, going inside, opening the heart and setting loving boundaries. Could be creating a connection, a community, opening yourself up to being a guide or a teacher. Activating, this is the feminine twin, so activating the higher self. Let me see. This feminine twin. I'm going to look at the divine feminine just to see. Our Lady of Exalted Light. So I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. My soul is all I need. This is Saint Bridget. Let's check out Saint Bridget. Coming in for mentorship. Opening yourself up for that. Saint Bridget. Take a deep breath. I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. 166. Saint Bridget represents the elevated state of knowing that we have everything we could ever need. Bridget was born in Ireland in 453, the daughter of an enslaved Pict woman named Broacha. Bridget's name comes from the Celtic meaning high or exalted. It is said that the moment the king witnessed Bridget's generosity, he knew that she was holy and set her free. Bridget shares the name of the Celtic goddess Bridget and took on many of the same attributes. St. Bridget's feast day is on Imbolc, the first day of February, which is also the day that the goddess Bridget is honored. Around 480, St. Bridget founded a monastery at Kildare on the site of a shrine to the goddess Bridget. There were priestesses who attended to the goddess's eternal flame and received spiritual instruction in honoring the goddess. St. Bridget is credited with organizing a communal and a consecrated form of religious life for women on the same sacred ground. Tradition says that St. Bridget died on the Imbolc in 525. She had a female companion named Dar, who became her successor as the abbess of Kildare. Dar also died on Imbolc a year later, which St. Bridget had predicted. The Abbey of Kildare that St. Bridget founded became a center of religion and learning and developed into a cathedral city. It remains famous and revered today. St. Bridget lived in alignment with the highest, most exalted expert of her being. She was born a slave, and yet legend relates that she gave away anything she possibly could to help those in need. Her generosity was an indication of the tremendous inner wealth she received from her connection to spirit. Her message to us is to reconnect to that inner fire, that eternal flame that builds us more than anything external to us ever could. Read poetry or whatever feels like sacred scripture to your soul. Let your soul's voice surface through some uncensored automatic writing, or let your soul guide your body through movement. Your answers right now are in releasing any attachments to personal possessions, clearing space, uncluttering your home, giving away what you don't need or someone needs, more than you do, so that you have the sacred space to remember just how much you have when your soul is loud and ever present within you. What can I clear out of my space that no longer resonates with me? That wraps up the entire reading, really, right? You're healing that separation going within. You're opening up your heart to generosity and giving, but you do have to set boundaries. And as your feminine twin activates the higher self, the High Priestess is coming in, pulling in that masculine energy, which is sustainability through the 6th house, the reciprocity through the Temperance, and through the 4 of Swords. Sitting in the meditation, moving your body, opening yourself up to yoga, and getting into that creative flow is going to open up those doors to your twin flame. Maybe you haven't met your twin flame, but they are able to physically manifest. And it's important to understand that as you heal your insides, as you heal your subconscious, as you reprogram specifics in your vehicle, your twin flame jumps timelines. All of a sudden, where they weren't speaking to you, now they're obsessed with you. They want to come, they want to be near you, they want to be around you, they want to bask in your medicine. So just remember, jumping timelines is a real thing. I remember waking up in the morning and not really recognizing who I was the day before. It was just mind-blowing. Just a completely different version of myself would just awaken. But I did have memory. So, all right. Open your heart. Set loving boundaries. Your twin flame is here and will soon physically manifest as you open your heart. I love you. I'll see you in the next video.